Hello Aquarius, and welcome to my channel. I'm Jade with yesYesYes, and I'm going to do a Lenormand reading for you for January 2019. And the Lenormand spread was created by Mademoiselle Lenormand in Paris, and it was, I think 19th century. And so it uses 36 cards, and it's reminiscent of the way in which gypsies used to read with the regular playing card deck. But each card has a very significant meaning. These readings can go very deep. They're very accurate. It's probably the most accurate readings I give and receive. We're going to do what it's most known for, which is the Grand Tableau, where I'm going to lay out all the cards and read them kind of like a sentence structure. And we're going to basically touch on a bunch of general things. But if you're interested in having your own reading in this way, I'm happy to speak with you and work with you on it. So all that information to reach me is in the box below. And thank you again for liking and sharing and subscribing. So let's get started. We're going to use the Gilded Reverie Lenormand. I have pre-shuffled, and I'm going to do a few more for you right here, and then we'll figure out where this is all going to begin. So for Aquarius, January 2019. That's the one. Okay. The child, the mice, the clover. Just want to make sure it's all being seen. The lady, the bear, the ring, the birds, and the scythe. Okay? It's always getting everything in line. It's always the tricky part. Okay. So I'm doing my best here. The letter, the mountain, stars, the coffin, the whip, the fox, the lilies, and the sun, the bouquet, the tree, the house, the dog, let's straighten this up, the cross, the park, the rider, and the ship, the snake, the tower, moon, clouds, the key, the book, the heart, and the anchor. And then our four hinged cards are the crossroads, the birds, the man, and the fish. Okay, let's see. Pretty much got it. Okay, so I'm going to start up here. I'm going to read them all the way across. Actually, first let me check to see if anything's in its own line. Okay, so we have the fox in its own house. I'll leave that kind of sitting up, and then we'll talk about that. Okay, so we're going to go back here to the first line. There's some type of youthful energy. Oh, first, sorry, our significator cards. The man is here and the woman is here. So if you are of the feminine nature, this is your line here of your present, and then we move you forward to your near future, okay? And then back here is your past. If you're the masculine, we're going to use this line as your present, and everything in the future, and then everything in the past, all right? I'll do my best to make sure it all makes sense. So we have some youthful energy, and there was some nervousness or anxiety about it. Now, it could be an actual child. It could be a nervous child. There could have been some issues with the child in the past that just had some, extra nervous energy. Or it could be that there was some nervousness in the youth of you, so you yourself could have been nervous or an anxious child. But there is that getting better. It's softening, okay? I look at the clover as a softening card. So whatever has created or was creating this anxiety is tempered now, and this is all in the past, right? So now we get to the lady. So if we're in the feminine, all of this was just in the past, and this could have just been, your demeanor and childhood. It's quite a bit far. Usually it only goes back, within a few weeks, if not a few days. So we'll see. But something about this new anxiety thing has gone, okay? So there's no anxiety anymore. What's coming up, however, is some type of either maternal connection or a financial connection that is it's a contractual connection, okay? So what I'm feeling here is that there's some type of, we're talking about investment here. We're talking about, looking at the birds and some things were cut here. Something financially that was, that you have been in contract with, and it could have been financially with your mother, or it could be that perhaps there was, perhaps if your mother has passed on and there was a will left over, then that's what this is speaking about, because it could be that too. Something that is connecting you to either finances or your mother or a maternal connection. There's been a lot of talk, a lot of gossip around it, but that gossip is also ending. So if it is where, it's something about a will and things have been willed to you, there was some tension about that, but that tension is also going to end, okay? It doesn't tell me if it's going to end up, if you're going to end up financially in a better position or not. It's just telling me that the negativity of that is ending. Also, the negativity of this is ending. So you've got two cards that are challenging, that are also being, that have been softened. So that's great. Great job. All right. Great on you. All right. So let's go to the second line here. So we're going to start it with the letter. The letter is all about conversations, but it's in word format. So it's going to be texts, emails, or I guess it could be letters. People still do letters nowadays. But anyway, that, and again, we're in the past here. That conversation was very challenged, or it was going very slowly. So perhaps you had you were speaking with somebody online, something was developing, but it was developing very slowly. But I will say that you thought it was destined, okay? There was a destiny, something that was connected, that felt like it was blessed by the stars, but that too is ending, okay? So there's a lot of ups and downs here so far, Aquarius, but I like that, you have a definite ending in your past here, and then new beginnings, and then, things just keep opening up for you in the future. So whatever this connection was, this challenging, and it could just be, if you're a writer by trade, you might have had challenges to getting published, but those challenges have ended, okay? So we're just right in this line here where all of that ick has ended, okay? Now, moving forward, and sorry about the background noise, but excuse me, moving forward, the whip is about, it's about sexuality, but it's also about repetition, okay? And here with it being the fox, near the fox card, the fox, to me, I look at it as an entrepreneurial card. It's very, foxes are very cunning. They know exactly what to do and when. They're very keen observers. So I think what's happening is you might be developing this part of yourself, especially because this fox is in its own house, which means that there's something to be learned in this reading for you about being cunning, about being observant, about making changes in your world based on what is best for you, not anybody else, not thinking about anybody else, but thinking about your survival and and it might be a little sneaky. Some people might be judging you on the sneakiness. Whatever, this is temporary too. This is January. A lot of times this is just momentary too, the way that the grand tableaus work. But what I will say is that there's some kind of friction that's happening because of this behavior in you, but I think that this is the best choice because it's fated and it's blessed by the universe, okay? So while you thought that this writing was, I think that really you going out on your own here is really what this is about. And you going out on your own, it may have something to do with the sexual nature. I don't know what that means. Maybe you're a tantra teacher. Maybe you have a business that deals in, I don't know, but something about numbers, repetition. So you can be an accountant even, okay? Repetition, numbers, or like a sexual nature, sensual nature, but it's all going to turn out well if you go in this direction, if you focus on yourself, okay? So this is your business area right here, okay? So up here we talked a little bit about finances. Now we've got business on the second line. Let's move down to your third line. So we've got good news happening, or has happened, excuse me, because we're in this line here. Good news has happened with with regards to your health or to your family, and specifically we have the home card here. You've had many blessings at home with your family, in feeling even personally at home within yourself. So perhaps, and this could be, your health situation. Maybe there was, even before this card, there was a challenge. Maybe you've had some challenges to your health or had some familial issues, but things are smoothing out. We saw a little bit of that if this had anything to do with it being something that you were willed. We've had some of that issue in the past. We're on this line now where loyalty is really stepping up, and loyalty is going to mean, it may feel like a burden, it may feel heavy. So this might be your choice to be loyal to your family, your home. Maybe this is about you buckling down and firming up some roots, okay? That could be what this is about. But there's a bit of a burden. Now, the burden is something that everyone sees. This is a public card, a card of community. It could be a communal burden. What would that mean in this case? So say you've been living in in a house with lots of people. Maybe you live in a communal situation, so you've been burdened by that, okay? It could just mean that people know things. In life, people know things now. We've got Facebook, we've got, all the social media where everybody knows everybody's business. So that's really, this garden card is really, it could be so many things nowadays, but everybody knows your business. Everybody is going to know that you're burdened. You're not very good at hiding it. How about that? There's no reason to either. You've had the blessings. You're making a choice to settle down. That's okay that people know that. And the thing is that this choice that you're settling down, it's all coming, and it's going to become a journey, an exciting journey to you. So even though right now, just in a very, if you're in the masculine, it feels like that right now. If you're in the feminine, it's coming, it's just a temporary burden. It's just a temporary weightiness. Look at what's coming, this excitement, this journey, this adventure that's coming. And it's going to be the adventure that you chose back here, okay? So this is all related to your personal self, and your home, and your beingness, if that makes sense, okay? So that's that line. Now we'll go to this line. So there was some deception that had to do with a corporation or an organization that was bigger than you. And when I say deception, it doesn't have to mean maliciousness. It could just mean that things weren't clear. There were some people who were out for themselves, which that's natural. And it had something to do with, it created a stern situation for you, okay? What I mean by that is perhaps you and someone else were up for a promotion at work, and the other person made themselves seem better at the job than you did. So perhaps they were, really selling themselves more than you were selling yourself. Does that make sense? So that would be kind of like that snaky attitude, that sneaky, but it's not super sneaky. It's just people looking out for themselves, right? Now, it could have been really deceptive and really crappy and really terrible behavior where they were talking badly about you in this organization, okay? We'll see as we keep going. There was some emotional issue, and a lot of times, and actually it caused some emotional confusion. So maybe you were dating someone, we've got the heart in this line, so that could be, you were dating someone at work and there was some emotional confusion about it, or you were flirting with somebody at work and there was some emotional confusion about it. Again, this is in the past. Now we're flipping. The truth of the matter is going to come out that there is a solid, stable love that's possible, okay? So here's what I'm really thinking. This is not that person. It's somebody who's around you from the past. So, you know, from this work situation. You met somebody at work. Other people might have been jealous, okay? You might have had other people around you who were jealous, who were talking about it, trying to make it fall apart, trying to take you down, take this other person down. But the truth is coming out, the truth of whatever this deception and this terribleness was. And what it did, that adversity just made you and this partnership stronger, okay? Now, I'm going to say again, the masculine and the feminine are they're very far apart from each other, so it's not telling me the story of the love together, but it is telling me that the sweetness is stable, okay? So there is a stability in this relationship that is on the way, okay? All right, and then we're going to end it with, there's some choices in this crossroad, choices that lead to new beginnings with this very prosperous masculine figure, okay? So if you're the female, it's still talking about this, and in the future, you've got some beautiful choices that's going to lead to, and he's got money. He might be in a higher position than you if you guys did meet at work, or he might have moved on and gotten another job somewhere else, or vice versa. You might have moved on because of all this. But regardless, he's connected to finances. He's connected to blessings, financial blessings. Now, I'm not saying that's the only reason why you should stay with somebody, but it's just a part of his nature, okay? And there's a new beginning here. There's something that's blossoming. Now, if you're the masculine energy, what this is saying is that you have new choices to develop yourself financially, okay? So that's what that's bringing to you. All right, so, and then let's talk just a few about, okay, we talked a little bit about your heart, your health here. So your subconsciousness, there's some questions in here. There's some, perhaps going to the hospital, you didn't believe, perhaps there was a misdiagnosis, or there was something that you didn't like about going to that hospital. Who likes going to the hospital? And this could have been a month ago. This could have been a full eclipse cycle ago. So that would have been 4 or 5 months ago. But this is all in the subconscious. Right now, what is making you emotionally, spiritually, and actually healthy is being in this solid home. You may actually be, it might be Colorado or someplace where there are mountains that are surrounding you. You may feel a little isolated though, and it may feel like you may have just moved in with by yourself for the first time, and you might feel a little isolated, but it's all going to work out. Do be careful that you don't overextend yourself by trying to fix up your home, and that could be financially, that could be emotionally, okay? So that's that. We did talk about the heart here, and what's nice about what's surrounding the heart is that the secret is opening itself to be revealed. So there's no negatives around this heart. You've got adventure coming that's surrounding this love. The love is stable. The community is so it's known. People know about it, and the finances are very close. You've been blessed financially. Now, the connection. Let's talk about this connection. And again, this is the masculine, feminine. Let's talk about just what's the cards that are between them. So we've got some challenge cards in between them, and it could mean that we're just working this out, right? Because this is what's promised. So for the feminine to get to the masculine, what's happening is we need to end kind of hurting yourself, right? You need to stop talking badly about yourself, holding yourself back, or feeling burdened. Go into the place of sweetness and loyalty. Go into this place. This is where you're going to meet him, okay? That's where the key is. For him to get to you, he's going to have to come out of confusion. He's going to have to stop doubting himself and realize that that's where the sweetness is, right? You both are going to meet in this, and you might have begun as friends, okay? It might have been friends in a work situation. That seems pretty common, but this is your common place, is that you're going to meet somewhere in the middle, maybe feeling burdened, maybe connecting with some drama, but just know that, there's some friendship here, there's some deep connection here that gives you a lot of stable love promises, okay? So that is what I have for you for January 2019, Aquarius. I hope this makes sense. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out, leave in any comments. I'd love to hear how you feel about it. And yeah, I'm wishing you a Happy New Year.